Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot 2022 prompts. We are on day 29, and I'm going to go ahead and do day 29, 30, and 31 just to wrap things up because I don't have much for 29 or 30 or 31 really, so I'm just doing all 3 days as a cluster and being done with the month of January for 2022, the 31 Days of Tarot. So, here we go. So, for day 29, share one tarot myth you used to believe and why you stopped. And that's kind of hard for me just because when I got into tarot, I needed to know all of the things all at once. And so, I pretty much learned the myths and the what to do and what not to do all at the same time. The only one that I really was like, this is silly, was the sleeping with it under your pillow or in your pillow. I did that with my very first deck. It didn't work. Like, I tried all the myths of edging it, bonds with it more, and sleeping with it under your pillow bonds with it more. I tried all of these things with my very first deck, and none of it took. I still don't read with that deck. So for me, it would probably be that, or the fact that the main one that I still hear, which is boggles my mind, is that you need to be given your first tarot deck. Well, I'm in a unique position where nobody I know does tarot, so I would be waiting forever if that were true, to learn tarot. So yeah, I think that to me is the biggest one that even as I was hearing it was like, what? Like, why do I have to wait for someone else to buy me a tarot deck? And honestly, I can be gifted tarot decks and stuff like that. I haven't really been gifted tarot decks or anything, but I like to pick them out myself because of that first tarot deck that I bought. I bought what I thought I should have instead of what my gut was telling me I needed. And that's why I don't work with it. So for me, it's like, buy what resonates with you. Don't worry about what other people are doing or other people are thinking or other people are saying. So to me, that's, that's the answer for day 29. Probably a little bit of a ramble. So for day 30, I have thoughts on tarot becoming mainstream. And I think if it became more mainstream, there would be less of a mystical, I'm looking for a specific word, taboo on it. Because a lot of people are like, I've pulled out a tarot deck at work and people are like, oh my gosh, she's got her cards out, like it's some mystical, magical, I'm going to put a hex on people. So I think if it became more mainstream, people would understand it better and be less likely to be afraid of it. So that's my answer for day 30. And so for day 31, how do you pick your tarot decks for readings? And I literally pick what I'm drawn to. I actually keep, this is my Crystal Visions Tarot. As soon as I was going to do this video, I was like, what deck should I use? And then this one immediately came to mind. I keep it in this little Ipsy pouch, which to me is perfect for this deck. I keep it with this little rose quartz, always. I don't know why, it's the only deck I keep with a crystal. I have trimmed it and edged it in this bubblegum. It was supposed to be a bubblegum pink, but it came out like a purple, which was even better. And I just love this deck. It's very beautiful. It's very much, now that it's trimmed down, it's very much a travel. I can take this anywhere, especially when it's in that little pouch. I can take it anywhere I want to go. But I love this little deck. It is it's very beautiful. And I do love the colors in it. Even though I don't have a lot of colors with these, like pinks and purples. But these aren't like pastel-y pinks and purples. They're a darker A little bit of a darker tone to them. But I still like it. But this deck reads fantastically as well. And look at that sun card. It's gorgeous. It's just beautiful. Beautiful deck. And everybody has this deck. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Look at that dragonfly. Beautiful. Everybody knows. This deck is gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous deck. I love the little dragons in it, which reminds me I gotta add this to another list I have. But I did pull it out because it was like Spirit or someone was like, hey, why don't you so I did put all those backwards for some reason. A whole bunch backwards. Weird. But that's pretty much my answer, is that I don't know how I did that. I must have turned some of them around the wrong direction. But I literally pull out whatever deck is calling to me that day. Whatever deck is like, hey, you haven't touched me in a minute, pick me up and read with me. That's what I use, or how I determine what decks I'm going to use that day. And it could be every day that I switch them up. It could be once a week that I switch them up. It could be every few days. It just depends on the deck itself, I guess. Oh my god, I still got some turned around. What is happening? I don't know how that happened. It's crazy. Yeah, it just all depends on if that deck is still calling to me. Sometimes, like I said, I could go every day and choose a different deck. But right now, let's see if there's any advice for anybody out there. If this deck has anything to say, because it seemed to want me to use it in this video. So, do you have any advice for anybody out there? Any advice? That's the King of Swords. The King of Swords I see is all of the kings in the Art of US, to me, are at their epitome. They are the epitome of whatever suit they belong to. So the King of Swords is all about the mind. And he has learned this balance between being grounded and using his mind as well. So he's at the epitome, the highest level you can be of mindfulness and groundedness. Like there's this balance there, and that's what I see in this card, is like something we should strive to be like every day. We should strive to be like the King of Swords, or the, whatever suit's coming up. So this would be the swords. So today it's telling us to take a look and see how we can reflect and become like the King of Swords. And the book says, the King of Swords is calm and powerful, a calm and powerful ruler, who prefers tactical use of his intellect over flamboyant displays of emotion. The king is stern but just, truthful, and decisive. In his right hand, the king holds a double-edged sword. His left hand rests calmly upon his knee, donning a ring of power and royalty. And then in reverse, when the King of Swords appears reversed, it can signify a lack of righteousness. The distrustful king often uses his verbal skills and intellect to manipulate others. His desire for power turns him into an aggressive and ruthless leader. So that's the book. And see, this is how I see the balance in all of the king court cards. I see that they've struck that balance. They figured out there is no reverse. There's no good or evil. There is a balance of the two. And that's what I see in this card. In this. So, yeah, that is the last day of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. 2022 prompts. How do you pick your tarot decks for readings? That's how I do it, is whatever deck is being called to me at that moment. And this one just so happened to decided it wanted to be in this video. So, yeah, that's it for this year's 31 Days of Tarot. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.